What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be getting another tier 3 character, and it is going to be Scarlet Witch. So, yeah, we have our April Fool's character here, basically. So they teased her, looked like we weren't going to get her, and then we got her. So now we have Scarlet Witch's tier 3 and her new uniform. So let's go ahead and take a look at the uniform here. So we have her all new, all different uniform. It's basically the same as her Uncanny Avengers uniform, which I didn't pick up because I didn't think it was too much of an upgrade from her Infinity War uniform, and I already had the Infinity War uniform at Mythic, so I didn't really feel like working on another uniform. But now with this one coming out and this one being a slight upgrade over this one, I decided to get the newest uniform. The skills are pretty much exactly the same. There's just like a little bit of animation change, like a little extra kind of hits or AoE because it's got more particle effects, and sometimes it looks like a wider range on the attack. Like in terms of the 5th skill, it looks like just the area of effect is a little bit bigger. I'm not sure if there's any more hits on that. The 4th skill looks like we have more hits because we have more kind of particle effects going on, like rocks flying around or little energy beams from the side that are hitting the enemies. But besides that, all of the skills are pretty much identical, and also the effects are exactly the same as well. She doesn't get any additional effects with this new uniform in terms of what these skills do. So these two uniforms are pretty much the same, except this one just getting a small damage bump compared to this one. So if you already have this uniform, I don't really think you should be too fussed about getting this one here. If you're upgrading like I did from the Infinity War, I think it might be worth it to take the 2 uniform jump here. The difference in uniform bonus is just a 5% increase to the mind damage here, and then the decrease right here goes to all damage received instead of over here it's just physical, was it? Yeah, it's just physical damage. So that's pretty much the only changes from the uniform. If you want to see the uniform options, the first one is Minerva, and then we have the team suit for War Machine. Then we have Wolverine's X-Force uniform. We have Mysterio's Far From Home. And then we have Emma Frost's Phoenix 5 uniform. So those are all your options here if you do end up picking up this uniform. So if you want to know them in advance. Let's go ahead and take a look at my build here that I have on Wanda, and then we'll go ahead and jump into tier 3ing her. So I did kind of put a bit of work into her. I've got some Odin's Blessings on her, and I've got pretty much all of the slots amplified, so I did go ahead and roll for all full amplification. Besides that, I believe those are all mostly legendaries. Yeah, I didn't put a ton of like mythic Uru on her. Mainly it was just legendary Uru. Her skills, I have all of her skills fully leveled up. For her Ice Weight set, I have a fully awakened Power of Angry Hulk. For her custom gear here, I have a recovery rate mind damage with a 200% proc. And then, of course, you saw I did get the new uniform to Mythic. Now that I am getting her to tier 3, I am thinking about putting a CTP on her. So I'm curious on which CTP you guys would like to see. So basically, I will go with whichever CTP is most popular in the comment section. Just comment below what CTP you want to put on her or want me to put on her. The options are going to be a CTP of Energy, a CTP of Judgment, or a CTP of Rage. So whichever CTP is the most common in the comments below, I will put that on her. And then I'm also thinking about putting a CTP on my Luna. So I was going to do that as well because I have basically this same obelisk here over on Luna, except with cold damage. So I'm thinking of changing that for her. So depending on if you guys pick Rage or Judgment, because I only have one of each of those, I might put the other one on Luna. So keep that in mind as well. Just comment below what CTP you would like to see. And of course, I'm going to do a comparison video of the regular obelisk versus the CTP that I end up putting on the character. So, you know, you have that little bit of comparison there if you're interested in that. So I plan on doing that for both characters. But anyway, let's take a look at her stats here, and then we will get around to the main event, which is getting Wanda here to tier 3. So for her stats here, we have pretty much maxed attack speed. Our crit rate is pretty good. Our crit damage is a little bit low. I've been trying to get more crit damage on her, but I need to get those legendary Urus up to Mythic to pull that off. Her ignore defense and skill cooldown are maxed out. So yeah, she's looking pretty good here, and she's got almost 32,000 energy attacks. So we're going to see how much that goes up by when we get her to tier 3, which is going to be quite a bit. So if we look here, that almost 32 is going to go to 43 and basically a half. That is ridiculous. She's going to have so much energy attack. She's going to be the second highest character on my account in terms of the like value for her attack stat. Only my Jean Grey has a higher attack stat than 43,000. My Jean is close to 50. She's like 49.8 or 49.9. So yeah, that's going to be pretty crazy. I'm hoping that's going to translate into big damage, but we'll find out. She gets an okay boost for her HP as well, so help out with a little bit in survivability. And then she gets her nice tier 3 skill here, which is going to ignore the dodge of the target by 100%, which is fantastic. She has the 80% chance to penetrate everything. She's got invincibility for 7 seconds. She removes all debuffs, which is nice. And then she increases her attack and her crit rate, which is quite nice as well. I get that little bit of a boost there. And it does mind damage as well, which is perfect because we don't want that to do energy damage, since a lot of people might have an obelisk similar to mine on her, or maybe has judgment on her or something like that. So that's good. And if you look down here for the advancement materials, yeah, that came as a bit of a surprise for me as well. She costs 1600 CCF. What is that? Why is she 1600? Quicksilver was 1200. Mr. Fantastic is 1200. Isn't Thanos and Apocalypse, are those the only two that are 1600? Or is Apocalypse even 1600? Is he 1200? I can't even remember, actually. I should have looked back, but 1600 seems quite expensive here for Scarlet. I know she's a popular character, but I kind of expected her to be a 1200. But, well, I mean, I'm still going to do this, but man, all these Blast characters, I just tier 3'd Professor X, like, what, last week or something? And now I've got another Blast character here at a tier 3. So, yeah, all right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at a tier 3 animation, because I have not seen it yet. I haven't looked at anyone else's videos or anything like that, so let's see what Wanda's tier 3 looks like. Here we go, and advance. Awesome. That's a pretty cool tier 3, actually. Reality is anything you want it to be. Yep, reality collapse. That's nice. All right, so let's, boom. Tier 3 Scarlet. Very happy about that. Nexus being. We have the almighty chaotic witch. So, ooh, look at that. My rank jumped up. I'm in the top 1,000 now for Scarlet here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so now I guess all that's left is to test her out now that she's tier 3 and see how powerful that tier 3 skill is, because I am curious to see. So let's hop into a little bit of World Boss and try it out. Alright, so here we are over at Ebony Maw. We're on stage 94 here. I'm using a kind of full support team here for Scarlet. We have our own leadership, and then we have 2 support characters. This is just the team that I was using yesterday when I was trying her out at tier 2, just to try out this new uniform here, because I wanted to see how she would do against Ebony. This actually is the highest stage I have unlocked for Ebony right now. I'm currently working my way up, but yesterday when I was trying out with this team here and with this uniform at tier 2, she was not able to clear the stage for me with my current build on her. She got down to 3.5 bars left when I ran out of time, so she got close. She needed like 3.5 bars more damage, and I was using these strikers here, so of course we're using the weapon hex and cap kind of synergy, which I don't know if I necessarily need to do that with her, because she has all defense down on her 4th and her 3rd skill, but when we're popping out tier 3, that tier 3 doesn't have any all defense down, so that's why I am going to stick with these current strikers here. So let's go ahead and hop in and see what she can do here. And I have not done any test plays since tier 3ing her, so I have not seen what her tier 3 can do in terms of damage. So right here will be the very first time that I see what kind of damage she can do, as well as you guys, on my account at least, because you've probably seen a few other videos of her in action by now. But yeah, let's go ahead and load in here and see what we can do. So we're basically going to try to build up to our tier 3, and then we're going to use the striker combo with that. And we missed the damage proc there, but that is fine, because I'm not too worried about getting our damage proc lined up right now. I'm just worried about building up that tier 3 skill, which have it pretty much, there we go, built up. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the damage proc wear off. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do the tier 3 and see what happens. And where's the damage? Ooh, there's some damage. Okay, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's pretty similar to what my Luna does for damage. And my Luna is got pretty much, like I said, the same kind of obelisk as Scarlet here. She has a cold damage, 200% proc with guard break immunity, I believe it is. And we already have our tier 3 again, so that's pretty nice. I think the tier 3 builds up pretty quick on her, or maybe it's close to average. I don't know, so let's go ahead and... Whoops, I forgot to hit the co-op button. Well, we're going to see how much the tier 3 can do without any all defense down. Not very much is the answer to that, but that is to be expected. All right, so let's build up our tier 3 again here. Again, I'm not really too focused on getting my damage procs to line up here, which I was kind of more focused on that when I was doing my earlier test for her at tier 2, of course, because that's, you know, I don't have the tier 3 skill to rely on for damage. All right, so we'll get our damage proc here. We'll let that thing wear off. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll pop the co-op skill, and oh, and of course we'll miss. But we should still see some damage. Okay, so no damage proc. That was like a bar and a quarter or something like that. So not too bad. This is stage 94. I need to keep that into account, so that's why I'm not seeing like huge numbers here. But so far, looking pretty good. And it seems like her tier 3 charges up pretty quickly. Maybe I'm just imagining that, but it seems like it's one of the quick, or, you know, slightly quicker than average, or faster than average tier 3 charge up if I'm... Alright, let's try this again here. Alright. Huh. Did the all defense down go away partway through that, or... It's still better. Still better. That was like 2 or 3 bars. So I'll take that. Alright, let's get some more damage in here. Build up the tier 3. Tier 3 is already built up with 7 seconds left on the co-op skill. So it's taking like 15 seconds, 14 seconds for the tier 3 to build up. You know, I don't pay enough attention to that stuff, so that seems quicker than most of the other tier 3s to me, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just imagining things. And I need to get better at my timing here. Oh, okay. That time, even without the damage proc, we did more damage than that second time we used the co-op skill with the tier 3, so we might have just mistimed that. I might have accidentally not let the all defense down from Scarlet's 3rd or her 4th skill expire, because then that would be taking priority over Weapon Hex's all defense down. So yeah, let's try this again. We're not going to use the 4th or the 3rd skill. I just want to get another rotation in here. All right, so next 5th skill, we'll do the co-op skill with the tier 3. Or not. The damage proc just went off. All right, so let's do co-op skill. Tier 3. Oh, I see what the problem is. Ooh, there we go. That was a little bit more damage. She does her 4th skill on the co-op skill. That could be the problem here. We don't want her to do the 4th skill with the co-op. That is no bueno, because then she applies that old defense down, and I think she might be applying that before Weapon Hex. So I wonder, can we do something about that? This is looking very similar to what I was... Well, actually, no. She's on pace to clear this, isn't she? Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Go, butterflies. Go. Get them. Okay. I mean, I am playing very sloppy here, but it looks like she should be able to clear this. Because one more co-op skill and he should be down. Cutting it close, but we should be able to do this. And I wasn't using the co-op skill like every time it was available to me, so there is that. Well, maybe she won't clear this because I messed up the co-op skill. There she goes with 2 seconds left. So she was able to clear it, which is good, but a little close there. But yeah, with a little more practice and me actually lining up that co-op skill a little bit better, it shouldn't be this close. I think she would clear this a lot easier. Do we get anything? No. So yeah, overall, I mean, she is looking pretty good with that tier 3 skill, but You guys have to remind me, is that a quick charging tier 3 skill, or is that average, or is that even slow? Because it seemed like it was charging up pretty quickly to me, but I don't remember, to be honest. Alright, so I was curious to see how she would do against Master Mold here, so I just went ahead and loaded up a match real quick here. We've got two random teammates that I just found from the auto search. So we have someone with a Psylocke here, and then just someone with 2 level 70s. So hopefully they're not going to be very strong, because I would like to have Scarlet do most of the damage so I can see how much damage she's doing at tier 3 here. And we happen to have Master Mold that is combat type, so we do have type advantage, which I don't think Scarlet's going to need that. I'm just using Supergiant for the debuff removal, and then we have Shuri here for a little extra survivability and damage. So as soon as we finish loading here, we can see what kind of damage she'll do to Master Mold, because we are waiting for other players. This might take a while. Never mind. Let's try again. Attempt number 2 looks to be successful. Here we go. We loaded in right away. So we have 2 random teammates again, one with just the starting team there, and then we've got a guy with a tier 3 Luna. Hopefully that Luna is not very well built, because I actually do want my Scarlet to be doing 90% of the damage here, because I'm curious to see how much damage she is going to do now that she has a tier 3. Alright, so did our, okay, yep, our damage proc just went off. So we are going to do this, and tier 3 with no damage proc tier 3. Look at that. Ooh. That was pretty cool. Ah, we got swiped. He slapped us. And this should maybe push him to the next area. No? How about now? We are doing pretty nice damage, even without a damage proc going on for most of my skills here, because I keep missing all of the damage procs. But, I mean, we do have type advantage, so I don't know if I really expected anything less. Ah, we're stuck. We're, like, stuck between his legs there. What the heck was that? Master Mold's a little too excited about the new Scarlet Witch here. Jesus. Alright, where's our damage proc? No damage proc? No, there it is. Okay. That took a little while. Ooh. Watch the Luna be doing all of this damage here. It's all just giving me false hope. Or not false hope, it's giving me false expectations here for Scarlet. Ah, don't step on me. Have a tier 3 skill. Ah. Yeah, there we go. Aha! Yeah, what do you think about that? Oh, he jumped away, so he didn't like that very much. He's like, ow, that hurts. Get those butterflies off of me. Yeah, I need to get better at timing the damage proc with this uniform. Like I said, I'm used to the other uniform. I've only been using this uniform for just since yesterday. So my timings are a tad off here. You can recover all you want, but this is going to be more than enough damage to knock you out of that. And we're going to get bounced backwards. Her survivability seems a lot better. I remember these little punches or landings from Master Mold actually doing a lot of damage to her. Maybe I'm mistaken and I just haven't used Scarlet against Master Mold in a long time, but I feel like she's taking a lot less damage. There we go. This should finish him off. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, that was pretty nice. 3 minutes. Did we do most of the damage? Yes, we did. That's my girl. All right, so 77% of the damage, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. That's 50 mil. Yeah, I think she's doing pretty good. So overall, so far I'm impressed with Scarlet Witch, but I haven't been using her much recently, so I'm not really sure how much of an improvement this is. But that tier 3 skill luckily does seem to be hitting pretty hard. But let me know your my throat is not happy right now. Sorry, got some allergies going on here. But let me know your impressions of Scarlet here. Are you happy with her tier 3? Are you not? Do you think they should have done more with it, less with it? Do you think the uniform was kind of pointless? Because I'm not really sure she needed this uniform here, or to have a uniform with her tier 3. I think they could have just given her a tier 3, and that would have been fine, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on Scarlet here, and also remember to comment below what CTP you would like to see me put on her, and then try her out again against Ebony, and I'll probably take her in against like Call Obsidian as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.